All right, good morning. Hello, MTOPS community. Let's catch up with how things are going with our trading so far. So, if I go back to a previous prediction, the forecast for our next high turning point was this. So, we said it was going to go to this range. I didn't anticipate it to come up there and go across, but it did. Let's see what happens after that. Okay, so exactly to where I said it was going to be. Absolutely amazing work. I mean, no one else on the internet can produce these kind of results, right? So here's some beautiful updates on that just to confirm what's transpired. Though is unfortunately we've picked up a cockroach along the way. So this whatever loser needs to be disciplined. So before you continue this market update, do me a favor, go to that red flag, hit report, and let's kick them off with TradingView. We don't have time for negativity. So congratulations to everyone who followed this and profited from it. The guys in our community really enjoyed it. And another thing I want to shout out is that every time I open up this bell, there's a whole bunch of new guys joining our community. So congratulations on finding a way through to us. You're finally through to the real deal and around something that works. It's really nice to have the community grow at the pace that it is, because the stronger we get together, the further we can go together as one. All right, so let's have a look at what's going on at the moment. We're going to start off with the highest cycle that we always consider first, and that's the annual cycle. Now, the annual cycle drops down to these potential travel lines. It definitely rejected this option over here, this 1/4 line, although it gave it a bit of a chance firsthand and realized that's not the way it wants to go. So it stopped there. It came up, it got rejected here at the first arc, and then started to make its way gradually down the 1/2 line to see whether or not our projection of travel to destination is going to be fulfilled, or if not. So that's why we're looking at over here from the annual cycle, is that we could continue what we've been predicting 2 weeks in advance to continue its route. So down to the quarterly cycle, very good confluence within the newly scaled Gann square to have the price very cleanly line up with the 1/1 and the 2/1. So right now we're looking at a potential cliff dive into this region. And why it's quite an important time to see what happens here is that there are going to be very many guys who would get wrecked if they went long. So there is some argument to say that there has been a turnaround point here at the 75% of the time projection tool. So it could be going up in that direction. But before I draw up that circumstance, I really want to see this one roll out. And again, so we could see a bit of a jump down into this region over the next few days. Something to highlight their points and bring it through even further is looking at these lines over here getting weaker in terms of the shape and contour that they could have if going into a strong uptrend, is instead kind of flattening out and potentially switching over, as we've seen in a few places before. So very exciting stuff. I don't think anyone else on the internet is calling this play. A lot of groups are, not that I'm in any other group, but I've heard via the grapevine that a lot of guys are bullish in this scenario. If they're correct, then that's great for them. Well done. I'll take my hat up to you for calling this. But what I'm trying to say is no one else is calling our play, which will be a very interesting setup for everyone who is not following this information, because they could be liquidated or stop lost going long. As for today's information, let's have a look at what was happening here at 0.9. So again, you saw the results. Amazing stuff. So we said it was going to go over there, back here already, and it did exactly that. So outstanding performance on this end. Now that we've got to our objective, I want to take that away and say what happens next. So the argument to the upside right now is we could have a shallow low forming in the next few hours. So if that is the case, then there is argument to the uptrend. So in about 10 hours time, we'll get confirmation of what happens next in terms of a greater trend perspective. So from 9, which is a higher high, to 10, which would be a higher low, we could see that movement towards the upside. So I'm not saying that's not on the table. What I'm saying is we're the only guys who have countered that idea and put it on the table that it could be going in the other direction. Once again, the reason why I say that is because on the higher frame, or this annual cycle rather, we see a lot of pull to the downside over here. Until we don't, okay? Until that's invalidated or cancelled, that's what we're going to go with. So keep your capital protected, keep it close to your chest. Don't go into risky trades unnecessarily. Remember, it's always important for you to live another day and have something on the table to work with rather than to race into trades because you need to make that profit now. You don't need to make that profit now. You need to protect your capital for those clear and obvious opportunities that are going to take you the distance and to your greater objectives. So yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. I'm going to let this play out, and once it's given us some confluence or confirmation, I will give you the update after that. Cheers for now, guys, and again, please, this is the last time I'm going to give this guy any attention. If you don't mind, just go. I mean, even if it's 150 of you guys, just go and give this guy a bit of a reporting. Cheers for now. Gone.